What's up, y'all? W Ozzy stream addressing the elephant in the room. Yeah, it needs to be addressed. Especially, and I don't want to be like, you know what? We're gonna change screens already. We need to talk about it. We really need to talk about it. I don't want to like make myself the main character because that's weird, but I feel like me especially, I really should and want to talk about it. Because if you don't know, I'm an artist and a very creative person. My apologies. Yes, this elephant was forced into the room, and I would like to talk about it. W Nils, thank you. Thank you. They're quite lovely. I'm just gonna, we're gonna do just chatting stream, pretty much. I don't know how long I'll do it. Likely what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna talk about it, and, in about an hour, Dandy's World is updating, so we're gonna just, like, check that out as well. Might as well, right? Also, I have Bulldog, so if I start acting crazy, it's because the spice is getting to me. You're not the only one, Z's and other IDV creators have speaking out. It's true. I have seen them on Twitter. Actually, Z's was... I saw Z's tweet and I was like, that's how I was made aware. I always knew... NetEase used AI. Because of the weird, incredibly confusing AI promo videos that they have on like TikTok. And obviously there was that, I think it was during Christmas. They did like a hug your favorite IDV character AI thing or whatever, which was really weird. Yeah, I've always known they've used AI, but... Okay. So, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, team. But I briefly said something about this. I'm gonna read it out for y'all. I can't lie, the entire NetEase and AI situation has me wanting to pull a Duco and just leave. As not only a creator and player, but also an artist myself, it's the biggest F you idiot that has been thrown my way since I started content creation. Yeah, they technically started using AI in late 2024. It's not anything new, but like right now it's severely amplified for me, at least, learning that they have also started firing human artists, which is what the hell? You're a multi-million dollar company. You can pay artists. Like, you can. It's completely 100% doable. And also using AI for character design process. That's why all the recent character designs have been dookie. Because it's all AI. Girl, whatever. Yeah, okay. I have a few things I wanted to, like, prioritize. Obviously, talking about it and just NetEase using AI in general. And the other thing is something that has been constant since I started content creation. Yeah, right? The concept of writing a beautiful analysis of how AI will never be art in Koa 9 and then turning around and using AI. It's just so unbelievably brain dead and ridiculous. Um, and all of the jokes that I've made painting NetEase in a negative light, I don't feel sorry for. I don't care. You use AI and fire human artists and make them lose their income. I don't care. I really don't. The other thing I wanted to touch on though, um, because this entire stream, oh, this stream, I kind of wanted to be a discussion back and forth, not just me like ranting about it. But um, since the start of my content creation journey, I always knew and planned that IDV was never like a means to an end. It was never my intention for IDV to be the core of content creation for me. I always planned on moving on from it. I didn't know when. I just knew that I was going to at some point. And hey, I feel like we're getting pretty close. You know what I mean? Hmm. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Especially with the upcoming Hunter Dentist, when I saw his concept art compared to his official look, something isn't right. Another thing, everyone, whenever he was revealed, everyone was clowning on him, his like real name being Vincent Hunter. What do you think the chances are that that is an AI generated name? They said, Nettie said, hey, ChatGPT, can you generate a name for me for our new upcoming hunter? And ChatGPT said, let's give him the last name of Hunter. Makes sense. I saw someone on Twitter talk about um why so many characters in like the story events or whatever have such long names, like long titles. My opinion is that it doesn't come from the IDV dev team themselves, but more so NetEase. IDV dev team probably would have listened to the CN community as they've been complaining. CN has been complaining for so long. It's kind of difficult. I don't know. It's difficult to say. Because we obviously don't, we're not a fly on the wall. We're kind of just like, we're protesters on the street. We're not inside NetEase HQ. We're not inside Joker Studios. So we really don't know how much of it is like the dev team and how much of it is um pure just like a corporate. Yeah, the fact his last name is Hunter, it's giving AI. Like so unbelievably giving AI. We know his kit. I will say I don't think his kit was designed with AI because reasonably if you tell ChatGPT to create you a concept for a character, an evil character who's a dentist, they're gonna give some sort of like ChatGPT is gonna give you some sort of teeth thing, and he doesn't have any teeth thing in his kit. It's weird. it's it's just it's so messy. It's so messy. And it fully makes me not want to do content on the game, like at all, if I'm so honest. Hmm. How much did I miss? Not too much. I've kind of said almost all of my pieces, and it's a discussion stream. I don't want it. I said this already, but I don't want it to just be me ranting. But pretty much, don't like netties. All of the negative jokes I've made about netties, I don't feel sorry for. Um, and it feels like the biggest bird that's ever been flipped towards me. Obviously, it doesn't quite equate to the people who worked on the game, the artists who were fired. It's not that level, you know. But it really is just, it's so difficult to like the game. And I also, the other thing I mentioned, like the other point I mentioned, was the fact that I've always known that IDV was never the game I wanted to make content on forever, for a few reasons. Number one, it's just not super sustainable for a content creator. The only way to have a sustainable content creation like journey, have like a successful and sustainable YouTube channel for IDV, is either news or pro play. That's the only way you can like succeed, is either report on news, or there's three ways. Report on news, do like pro play commentary on tournaments and stuff, like people like Zeus and Z's and such, or um essentially be a whale and like buy every skin and do skin showcases. um there's not enough actual gameplay content, in my opinion, like new interesting gameplay content to actively like you know grow really well. That's difficult. I tried playing today, but I just can't enjoy it. I love the game. I spent years playing the game and trying to help get new players into it. Yeah, it's very disappointing. I wanted to make IDV my job because haha esports. Yeah, it's it's really difficult now. Yeah, the other thing is like um IDV isn't popular enough to reasonably make a sustainable YouTube channel around. Like sure, I can get very low income and it's a very non-sustainable job, and ultimately for me it's more about creating the content, um because I don't really need, I I don't mean to boast, but I have everything obviously it's like not that much, but I have everything I ever need in terms of like financial stuff. So I don't need a butt ton of money, but it is nice. It's nice. And it would be nice to not make content on IDV and make something else. Maybe this is the branching off point from here, no longer as a IDV but as a YouTube and more general content you enjoy. That is definitely what it's leading towards. One of the other big discussion points for the stream that I wanted to do is kind of like centered around that, because I don't know what I would go to from here. I really don't. I came up with original designs for characters, and I was planning on finalizing the designs and sending them to Netties, and I'm blessed I didn't. True, yeah. Makes me so happy I never spent a single dime. Granted, I don't have income like that in the game for skins. Every skin I own is simply from playing. I unfortunately paid $170, and I really am not proud of that now. But hey, people have spent so much more money on the game, so people panicking reminds me of immediately of the rule of schooling fish: don't panic, organize, and don't separate. They don't listen to Sia and they don't listen to their pros at all. So just organize. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here. I really, really don't. Part of me wants to, like, there's a part of me that just wants to keep the peace and, not have to worry about change and all that stuff and just stick with it. Especially since Finson is releasing and the leaks we got about his kit did seem genuinely interesting to me with the whole like ranged mechanic, whatever. But like the other like I guess more morally centered part of me is like I don't want to. I feel like I really need to branch out to something else. Um which is scary as hell. If you've never been a content creator and you've never done that or thought about doing that, it's so scary. I think you need to try and find a new foothold on something you feel comfortable with streaming, either music or maybe streaming other games. I have streamed Dandies, which was actually more active than I thought it would be, which was hopeful and kind of satisfying because I do really like Dandies and I have quite a big amount of um, care for that game. But also, it's one of those games where it's very content dry. A lot of the content is just skins, like a NetEase is doing with IDV. But like, I don't know. I don't know. The other like option that I feel like is reasonable is Dead by Daylight because it's similar genre, and it would be easy for me to get into the game. And I've obviously made videos on it before. Also, yes, I heard about this. Sora shut down. ChatGPT is losing billions. We cheered. Truly. It's hard to figure. It's really hard to figure out where to go. Like generally, it's true. I don't think this will be a forever issue because aside from CN possibly putting their government into play, the AI bubble is starting to tremble. It's true, which is thank goodness. Yeah, that's true. The problem with DBD is mainly the toxic community. That's kind of the only real thing turning me away from it. Which is so weird because I feel like the devs aren't fostering. I mean, maybe they are, but like, they're LGBTQ friendly. It's just the community is really toxic, which I guess you're probably just gonna encounter anywhere you go in, what's it called in like asymmetrical games. It's always gonna be toxic, which is leading me to think, oh, maybe I should try my hand in like Overwatch, for example, because it's actually kind of hitting some really good highs right now, in my opinion. I really, really like Stadium. It's quite fun. So maybe that's an option. Hmm. It's kind of half and half. I don't think the devs of DBD are doing it inherently, but certain choices they make with the game benefit one side compared to the other amount of issues. Yeah. A lot of the Dandies content creators also play a lot of games similar to Dandies, like Toon Universe or Dolly's Factory, to make up for the lack of content. Also true. I will admit that I have played. Obviously, I've played Dandies. I have also played Dollies, and I think it's a great game. I think it's a lot more um, like Hello Kitty core. It's a lot more tied to a much, much younger audience that is not me, but I can still enjoy when a game is mechanically fun. I've never played Toon Universe though. I don't know what that one is. Also depends if you want to do games that involve other people or maybe if you want to go into more single player stuff. That's also true. I've always loved the idea of there's two ideas I've loved to do. Um commentary I had a moment where I tried to do commentary. Whenever, like, I don't know if y'all remember this, but the Honey, the web thingy that saved you money, when that whole scandal got revealed, I tried to do a video on that, but it didn't really, wasn't really all that interesting to me, if I'm honest. Um, like the that's not at all how I meant to say it. Um, it didn't yield results that I was expecting. Um, but I've always loved the idea of doing commentary because I've always loved watching commentary YouTubers. And then the other thing is like the OG, you know, single player let's play stuff of like Resident Evil, Poppy Playtime, stuff like that has always been another thing kind of in the back of my mind that could be super fun. And I feel like I have the level of commentary that could make that enjoyable. It's time for Uma Musume. It's a sign. It's true. Have you guys seen the HSR Ex Mappa animation concept thing? I need it to be real so bad. I need it to be real. Indie horror, yes. I would love to do stuff like that. I just really need to figure out. I need to figure out my footing and understand how I need to do that. Can I mention something? Can I mention still something with NetEase that isn't related to AI but still burns my ass? Sure. Go for it. Play this on the bird. I'll be the one who ends up getting hurt. Obviously, the safest bet, like I guess not safest, but the simplest bet is to just go general and very broad and just, instead of being Aussie IDV, be Aussie and then just make content on whatever I want to, which could work. And there's obviously a lot of channels who are moderately successful who do that, but it is tricky to grow as a creator doing that. It's much, much easier to grow as a creator if you are either in a niche community or more direct with whatever, like, whatever game or genre you're in. I was so surprised when they revealed Ellie on that animation. He's so quince. I love listening to commentary with well-edited videos. They're great background noise, but personally I grew up with Let's Players, so I'm kind of biased towards it. Mainly Badass Hero, period. We all know I love esports, and the treatment of the Japanese league this year makes my blood boil because there's so much wrong. Bringing politics into esports as much as I am also political just feels wrong. True. Why treat Japan unfairly, offering them no support and less chances just because they're Japanese? We're talking about, like, I don't mean to be that person, but we're kind of talking about NetEase. They don't really have a positive history treating anyone but the CN community really positively, especially with IDV. The other issue with like branching off into indie horror with like single player let's play stuff, as fun as it would be, it is also like objectively more expensive. It would be just widely a lot more suitable for me and more comfortable for me to do something on a free-to-play game, if I'm honest. Those also tend to have bigger communities. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe I'm lying about that. NetEase can be petty as hell. It's true. Yeah. All things considered, am I going to like leave IDV tomorrow and do something different? Probably not. I'd like to try something gradual. I really, really don't know how or what I'm gonna do for it. I think I don't know. This song is a banger, by the way. Um, because I don't know if like moving into a different like category, a different um just area of content creation, game wise or genre wise, is I don't know if doing that via streaming is better or doing that via just videos is better. I don't know what to do, if I'm honest. Yes, I would love to do. There's this one Binding of Isaac creator. I think his name is Mattman. Love, love watching his content. It's genuinely quite enjoyable. And that's I would love to do a roguelike stuff because that's also I've also loved the idea of, and this is like real throwback, but like those story time videos with the stupid like CS surfing. I'd love to do something adjacent to that where I play um uh a roguelike game similar to like Binding of Isaac, because it would give me the chance to just like rant almost like a podcast and just talk about whatever I want while I play the game. Yes, unfortunately, NetEase is using AI again, but it's not just with like advertisement in those stupid TikTok AI videos. It's also in official art, in the character design process and skin process, and they've also been firing human artists. So isn't that just so great? It's just thank you, NetEase, for making me for putting me in a really, really easy situation. Yeah, it's pretty rough, to say the least. Maybe I'll start doing. Okay, I think the best way for me to go about this, and for me to go about a swap, is to have it be gradual. Maybe it's time to switch to Dead by Daylight. They don't use AI, but the community is objectively more toxic somehow. Um, but maybe I think I'll start doing streams. Um, that is like different games and such. I'd love to start doing ones that are like different roguelikes that I either like or have played and liked. And also maybe streams. I know that Overwatch, the new season, is releasing on the 14th, just in 4 days. Maybe I'll do a stream on that. I think Dandy's streams I still definitely want to do. Because I do enjoy Dandy's a lot. I want to do a stream at some point soon, trying to, and Dandy's World players will know what this achievement means, trying to get the Hissy Fit achievement. And, maybe doing viewer lobbies to try and help me get Hissy Fit. I got back into um Genshin. Sorry, I know it's Genshin, but um Shinezanaya is on the horizon, and I'm excited for that. Hissy Fit isn't too bad if you just stand in a corner while everyone else does the work. True. That's pretty much. We could probably get it on a first run, just with enough people. Um, but yeah, I want to keep doing Dandy streams. I think I'll do Overwatch streams. I don't know. Yeah, and I do want to do roguelike streams. And I think I'll probably just go till something sticks. Uma isn't a streaming game specifically for me because it breaks every 3 seconds. Rest in peace. You know, it would be fun doing those games that are like Cult of the Lamb has this mechanic where you can have like stream implementation. Could be super fun. More drawing streams, Magma streams. I do know Magma. I used to draw in it all the time. Yeah, I know that Fridays, I mean, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are generally supposed to be IDV stream days for ranked, but like, I'm sure you can't, I mean, you can't really blame me because, you know, you know how it be. You know how it is. There needs to be more games with viewer stuff, it's true. I'd also love to do, I know that Phasmophobia is doing a relatively big update. I think they're doing their 1.0 release at some point soon. It's on the horizon. And I love Phasmophobia, one of my favorite games of all time. So maybe I'll play that too. Let me look at my Steam and see if there's any other games, and I'll just kind of list out games and if y'all are interested in them. Snake Off? Girl. Alright, let's see. My games on Steam. Library. Astroneer, if y'all know what that game is. Quite a silly game. There's obviously Deadlock. Ooh, guys. The Carnival Hunt revival could be real. You never know. That could be a... whenever that ends up releasing. And I'm getting more content. I've kind of been straying away from it because they really haven't added all that much interesting. I'm waiting for them to add the next monster, and then I'll be interested, most certainly. I don't know if y'all know this game, but Hunt Showdown is a first-person shooter, first-person extraction shooter. It's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of it. I have Risk of Rain Returns for a roguelike. I also have normal I have Risk of Rain 2. I have RoboQuest, which is a roguelike no longer in development, but it is really, really good. I have Vellum, which is also a roguelike. Maybe I could do like a Warframe vibe where I make a new Warframe account and start from like early game and then go back up. Emulate Tomodachi Life Pirate. Valid, I guess. Outlast mentioned, that could be also fun. I know that that game's kind of difficult. Yeah, Warframe could be really fun. What else is there? Oh, I'm on observation duty 4. I need to do a stream of this game. It's really, really fun. If you guys don't know what the observation duty games are, it's essentially you look at a camera, you have to look through cameras, and you have to analyze the environment, and you have to report anomalies in the environment. And if you don't report them in time, you lose. It's really, really cool. Some story-based RPG games, if you enjoy them. I do kind of enjoy story-based RPG games. They're kind of difficult for stream, unless I have like a active chat. I've seen that game. It's so peak. I love it. Yeah, I have Risk of Rain 2. If I can... I might get like... Okay, this might be super niche. Shapes 2. It's like this factory builder. That could be a really fun, like... nerd out game to brain rot and just talk to. How about you talking about your favorite movie or old games, childhood trauma, period, while you're playing game or drawing something in background like a yapping simulator? That's what I think I would end up doing for, like if I branched out into roguelike games, it would pretty much be story time / commentary stuff with the roguelike stuff in the background as I speak. Very similar to a creator like Lazy Matt Man. Very similar to that. I also do have Vampire Survivors. That is one that I do have. Stardew Valley could be a cute game to get into. Cute vibe. Yes, that could be a good streamer game. Like we can help you spot the anomalies. I think it could be really, really fun. I'm honestly really enjoying the idea of doing a new Warframe account and playing through that on stream. That could be fun. Oh, I do have Hades as well. That's another really great roguelike. Obviously, there's Genshin and HSR. Hades only because of the men. I saw... Oh, what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? The God of Wine. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I don't know why. What's his name? The God of Wine. Help me out, team. Dionysus, yeah. Saw him for the first time and was like, oh, so I'm gay. So that's what that means. Cool. Saw his character design in Hades and I was like, oh, yep. So I suddenly am realizing that I'm gay. I joked and called Hades the ultimate bisexual game. I mean, it kind of is. Period. As of today, I've adopted Antonio and Efron. They are now my OCs. Period. Oh, I think playing Subnautica 2 when that releases would be really fun on stream. I obviously, with Dandy's World streams, like the one we had last week, playing with my good friend Disfunk, that is going to be how those would go. Yeah, Greek mythology is quite gay. Speaking of, I need to finish the Nyx God Game song. I just need my siblings' vocals, really. And then it's done. Anything else? Y'all know the game Wizard 101? What's up, Polystar? It'll be hard for me to come away from IDV as I've loved it since I was like 14, but I'll stop buying from it, trust. Same. I haven't, you know, followed the game for that long, but it will be a challenge to branch off from it. Wizard 101 used to be advertised when I was a kid. It's genuinely really good, aside from the fact that it's a subscription-based game. I hate subscription-based games. Every single one of them, I don't like that. Don't like it. Not a fan of subscription-based games. Yeah, people mentioned drawing streams and maybe music streams. That could be fun. I think music streams is probably going to be the least likely of those two. But, you know. I think the IDV AI thing won't last long now, again, due to AI falling off. That's the hope. That's kind of like best case scenario. Is like NetEase making a formal statement at some point soon and being like, we deeply apologize for using AI. We will not use it again or something. And everything going back to the way it was. That's like best case scenario. However, I probably won't like not. I probably will stay with the idea of trying to branch out a little bit. Completely off topic, but the snails are so peak. Thank you. I do love these nails. I also just care about the esports side more, also valid. All right, well, there is 10 minutes until the Dandy's World update. So I think what we'll end up doing is we'll kind of transfer over to doing Dandies for a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do that hissy fit run or any really long run. I just want to get to the new Easter floor and see if there's any map updates again, I think. Also understandable, Ozzy, I was getting the vibe you were going into more stuff. I would very, very much like to. Um, and again, I've said why, but I'll echo it again. IDV is really difficult to do sustainably because of the lack of like gameplay content and consistent gameplay content. So it's really difficult if my only focus is IDV, there's only one thing that I can do that I will enjoy, and that's ranked. That's pretty much the only thing because I don't really want to get into esports commentary stuff, and I don't want to wail for every skin in the game, and I don't want to do IDV news. So the best things I can do is make guides and do rank. That's pretty much it. Um, and like the occasional besties gameplay whenever I play with them. So it's really difficult to do just IDV. So I would really like to try and branch out more. So yeah. I would say because of its variety, Roblox would be a really good place to branch out towards. However, I mean, there's kind of an elephant in that room too. Roblox is already pretty problematic just in general. Yeah, it's Roblox, so it's really not. Yeah, it's kind of on fire like every other day. It's true. Guys, have you ever had Bulldog before? Bulldog ramen? Did you guys know you can get like the container, like a little, like, I don't know how to, a little bottle of the Bulldog sauce? It's so peak. I did hear about that, Linny. I did. It's so unbelievably unfortunate. It's a very, very dark time. It's just quite genuinely just a very dark time. Bulldog ramen tastes like Dookie to me. It's the spice. My sibling and I love Bulldog, but the difference, I don't know if you can see how red these noodles are. My sibling will put like a few drops. I like take the bottle and I love spicy Bulldog. It's not that hard to be a crappy person. It really is not that difficult. Not spicy enough. I love it. This probably could be spicier. It's not that spicy. And I did a pretty good squeeze. Six minutes. I'm gonna quickly go onto BRB just so that I can plug in my controller. I am. I'm gonna need my phone flashlight for this.